bop, ooh, bop, mow, mow, giddy up, ooh, bop, mow, mow.
All right, welcome back to the Let's Talk Nonsense podcast. This is your host Caleb, and with me as always, well, at least the last two times, my buddy Jared.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
And joining us again for the annual Superbowl Sportsballs special is our buddy Tony, same guy from last year. How you doing, Tony?
Good, man. Good. That was a fun time last year.
I guess it was.
We had fun.
Yeah, you guys had fun. I think I had fun taking a few videos and posting it up to the Facebook page of me.
Just not knowing what the fuck we were talking about.
And it's the same thing this year. I watched less football this year than I did last year, actually. So I know even less now than I did then. I think the only actual NFL game I watched all year was...
You watched two with me.
The tail end of the Saints and Rams with you. Correct. Just enough to see the Saints get fucked over. Or the Rams get fucked over.
Nope.
Saints. Oh, see, I was right. I could have just stuck with it. Anyway, and then I watched the full, who was it?
Patriots and Chiefs.
Yeah, Patriots and Chiefs. That was a nail biter for for a layman, for myself. Like, not know anything. I just didn't want the Patriots to win.
It was awesome.
Like the greatest of all time quarterback going up, against this like young
new up and comer, yeah.
Like first year starter, going crazy, all the God-given arm talent in the world.
Now, probably the only bit of actual on-topic content I'll add here is that, Jared, you were telling me while we were watching it, that quarterback on the Chiefs apparently can throw without looking where he's throwing.
He has perfected the no-look pass and has demonstrated it in an interview about 20 yards downfield. I mean, I know it's set up and staged, but still, it's goddamn impressive.
I wouldn't say he perfected it, but that's the first time I've ever seen anybody do it.
That's the first time anybody has ever seen that happen. Yeah. At least on that stage. Or even the collegiate stage, because I feel like we would know about it.
Well, I thought it was pretty damn impressive as a layman.
Because it is.
But before we get into the football talk, we've been off the air. We did some videos, finally. We put out that one. So far, we've released the one...
The best a skit can get.
The best a skit can get. Our take on the outrage about the Gillette commercial. I thought that went pretty well. It's got a good amount of views, but if you're listening to this and you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on the same page wherever you're hearing this at.
Or go to YouTube, Let's Talk Nonsense. It's the first video that'll pop up.
Yep, that's true too. Other than that, we're kind of getting ready to move the entire format for you crew, for you and Frominator and all the other people. They're getting ready to leave the actual podcast production side of the house and go over to video production. So they'll still be around, but I'll probably be soloing or just having guests on myself for the podcast. So I'm sorry to our audience. It's going to get fucking boring more than likely. But we'll have some fun. I've got a few things planned that I'm going to do. Probably do a lot of video podcasting as well, since it'll just be myself and I don't have to worry about camera angles on everybody or revealing people's secret identities.
Hey man, you got to protect superheroes.
That's true.
Can't save us if we know who they are.
That being said, I would like to point out we're going to do a whole episode on it, especially for you, our audience. But we would like to take this opportunity now to say thank you to everybody that's stuck with the show and listened to us. We just broke 1,000 downloads right after the video. The video took us right over. I think we're at 1,071 downloads.
Hell yeah!
So that was the goal that Jared and I set for ourselves when we started this thing 2 years ago. Actually, a year ago today is when...
Today?
Yeah, pretty close. It was like mid-January is when we picked up the second half of season 2, or season 1's part 2. Because we always split them up. Like, we usually do 5 episodes at the end of the year, and then we did 5 episodes at the beginning of the year. Yeah. So this is picking up right back on track with how much we fucked up last year.
Well, right on.
But yeah, I mean, fuck, I'm proud of us for getting to 1,000 downloads.
I'll drink to that.
I'm just assuming that Uncle Tony's appearance made that podcast, that episode, the Super Bowl preview?
No.
I'm assuming that made it the best one.
It really was. It's still near the top of our downloaded
Really?
episodes.
Still? Wow.
See? Told you.
Let me look it up real quick and I'll tell you.
They probably listen to it and are like, these fucking dumbasses don't know shit.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. Algorithmically speaking, the fact that we release before the Super Bowl and we have the Super Bowl in the title, you're automatically going to get... Like,
more views,
someone listening to this right now has never fucking heard of us, but they were on some podcast looking for people talking about a Super Bowl. And I put that in the name, and the algorithm took them to our thing, and for that, I'm sorry. Actually, they do pretty good.
I was about to say, don't apologize.
No, yeah,
Uncle
Tony
made it worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Uncle Tony is nothing.
No shit, though. Like, honestly, I enjoyed listening to it, and I don't even know anything about football. So, like, you guys do good content on this yearly, and I intend every year to do a Super Bowl special. With this podcast. We're at 1,091 all-time downloads right now.
Give us 9 more.
This is just the last 30 days. But in the last 30 days, the Sportsball Super Bowl special with Jared and Tony has been downloaded 6 times.
What the fuck?
Well, that's
that was last year, guys.
That's people looking for... That's just algorithm right there.
Alright, well, we're going to give you some more shit to think on.
We got to learn this damn algorithm.
Oh, yeah. I've been working on it.
Math.
The thing is, you have to balance between clickbait titles that automatically get you 1,000 downloads from the algorithm and actual good titles that still register on the algorithm but have something to do with what you're talking about.
Right.
But, that being said, one thing I think we need to discuss that we owe our listeners before we get into the sports ball was Decent December. Because... like most of our performances in Decent December, we completely screwed that pooch. We didn't update anybody. I think the last time any of our listeners, if they care enough about it, heard about it, was halfway through December on the episode that you quit.
Yep.
You quit on the episode?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. It was fucked up. He walked in, and me and Frominator and him are doing the episode together, and we're all there, and me and Fro were both, like, pissy as shit because it had been a week or so. It had been like a week or so since we had smoked or drank at that point, like smoked cigarettes or drank. And we come in here to do the show, and Jared was sitting where I'm sitting right now. I was sitting where you are and Fro's in the middle. And he like pulls a beer can out of his pocket and goes, "Well, boys," cracks it open, drinks it right in front of us, and goes, "I quit."
No, I did the Seinfeld thing. I said, "I'm out," and then I took a drink.
That's pretty good. At least you did it with some...
I did it with some flair, yeah. Their style points were not lacking in that moment.
So out of the, let's see, Jared, Kayserian, Frominator, myself, and Tony. So out of the 5 people involved, Tony and I were the only 2 that made it to the finish line of Decent December.
Discipline.
Discipline and just pure fucking stubbornness. Like,
true.
At the point that
They go hand in hand.
At the point I was like 15 or 20 days into it, I started to go get a pack of cigarettes. Well, I will say, so the drinking, I made it to the end. Cigarettes, I did not. I had, and this is something I'm going to talk about on one of my solo episodes of the podcast, I had a phone meeting set up with a producer from CBS in New York. And anything I was saying could have been aired on TV later. So, like, I was pretty stressed, and I tend to think better with cigarettes. So that one day in December, I did go get some cigarettes, and I smoked. But I really wanted to take a drink, and I got a bottle of liquor, and I had beer. You guys, when we had the pre-party, you guys brought beer and stuff over here, and it was still in the fridge. Still is now.
It's nasty, by the way.
Yeah, we tried drinking it the other day. It's not great. So, anyway, I had beer and liquor in the house here while I was going through this, just like as a test of my discipline to it. And
couldn't do it.
I started to one night. I cracked open the bottle and smelled it. I was cooking with it. And I smelled it, and I was like, oh, I'm going to take a sip.
You just tempting yourself.
Oh, I know, man.
I didn't even cook with it.
I thought about it.
I wouldn't either.
I thought about it, and I almost put that bottle up to my lips and took a sip, and I was like, you know what? No, fuck that shit. I didn't go 2 fucking weeks with nothing to drink to stop now. And we also, one thing we didn't talk about in the podcast, Tony and Jared and myself, we added steaks to the competition as well. What did we do? We did case of the first one to drink had to buy a case of beer for the other 2, and we were gonna do Maker's Mark, but then we just kind of phased out.
Jared lost, and he picked up a huge freaking tab at the bar.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did, man.
Yeah, it was like $120.
It was like way more than what it should have been.
In my memory, because that bar is in our little small podunk town. I'm not going to mention the name of the town,
or the bar.
It's been a dry town for years, and it just recently went wet, and I had no clue. My cousin owns this bar. I had no clue that bar was even there until we showed up to drink, and then
you didn't know that was a bar?
No, I thought it was just still a liquor store because it started out as a liquor store. Well, on the way.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you knew about it before.
You should have known we were going to dinner.
Yeah, no, I knew we were going to. Yeah, all I knew, and I can go back and read the text messages. Jared just texted me and said, Tony wants to go out and get something to eat, and instead of just getting a case of beer, we're just going to go grab some food and get drunk. And I was like, sounds good to me. So I got in the car, and I'm thinking, and then when we don't turn, I'm like, where are we going? And he's like, oh, down here. And we pulled up. Hey, for all you listening, wondering why there's a beep and or just some silence where there shouldn't be, it's because I fucked up and said shit I shouldn't. Go fuck yourself.
He does that a lot, by the way.
Fuck myself or...
Both. He buys cucumbers in bulk and condoms in bulk. Moving on!
Anyway, so yeah, everybody but Tony and myself lost decent December. And cheers to you, brother. Glad we made it.
Cheers, bitch.
I immediately, that night we went to that bar, we backslid.
Yeah, we got pretty drunk.
We backslid hard.
We got really drunk.
Bad.
I think we went through about 3 or 4 packs of cigarettes. Easily 6 or 7 pitchers of beer.
Probably more than that. The owner actually bought us one because we were drinking so much.
Well, that's contested. By the way, we should talk about that.
It was him, by the way.
We don't know who bought that.
True.
I doubt the owner did buy it because I just walked up. We had asked that one dude. You guys asked that dude y'all knew.
Yeah, and then he said no, and then he also claimed it later, and also.
Well, he said no to y'all, and y'all came back and said you didn't know who did it because he told us, and I was there too. He
told
said no.
Me yes later, and I knew that guy. From
same.
No, yeah.
Same.
So he said no at first, and so then I was like, it had to be the owner because again, he's family. So I went up to the owner and I'm like, hey, did you buy us a pitcher of beer, man? And he said, yeah, I'll buy you a pitcher of beer, and went to get us another one, and I was like, no. I mean, I'll take it, but no. Did you previously do that? And he was like, oh yeah, man, you got that? Yeah, I told him not to tell you or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then I told y'all,
somebody's
shit. So and so bought the beer, and then that your buddy walked out and said he did it. Now, that being said, with that dude being my family, I 100% believe your buddy is the one that bought the beer.
I think it was him.
It's just, it put us in a weird position because they were 5 feet apart and both claiming that they bought us a pitcher, and I'm like,
that's when you just stand up, spread your arms like Jesus, and say, thank you!
You sing it like that?
Yeah, every time.
Anyway, let's get y'all kicked off on your foosball talk.
All right.
Let's do it, Bobby.
With that being said, you guys, I'm going to pop outside, take a little dookie, have a little smoke. Y'all feel free to... Yeah, I'm going to poop outside.
Wait, you're not going to have a little dookie and take a smoke?
No, I'm going to take a little dookie and have a little smoke.
No, you should do it the other way around, bro. It's way more rewarding.
Anyway, you guys feel free. Start your foosball talk. I don't know anything about it anyway. To our listeners, I'll catch you at the end of the episode, probably.
Hey, Caleb.
Yeah.
Who's playing in the game?
I'm pretty sure it's the Patriots and
come on, where did we go
Saints.
To school? Where?
The Rams.
No! There it is!
All right, so
bingo! Yahtzee! Woo! So Connect 4.
And I'll be in and out. So if y'all come up with any other clever questions to make me look a complete fucking dumbass, just feel free to go ahead and ask.
Oh man, it's super easy. We'll have 100 loaded.
You just stay right there, bud.
Yeah, I'll be in and out. So if y'all hear background noise, I'm sorry, but
every day he's shuffling. Every day he's shuffling.
Jared's got a tiny penis.
All right, Tony. Number 1, let's address the teams that are in the Super Bowl and their journey there. Well, I guess we can just start with the NFC and the AFC Championship. Tell me how you felt about the conclusion of the NFC Championship.
Felt like everybody felt, wrong team. Team won.
Wrong kid died. I mean, shit. Wrong team there.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody saw that pass interference.
Oh my God, it was so blatant.
And helmet to helmet, like it's
it was. I mean,
that
that's
they missed.
So ridiculous. And the ref was looking right at it. Like I've seen still shots of that, and the ref was looking right at it.
A lot of times in close games, what they'll do is they'll just let people play.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
But
that was blatant. I mean, it was flagrant. That was
Especially
pass
with
interference.
The ticky-tacky pass interference calls that they call all the time.
I know. Sometimes they just graze them and throw the flag. But that one...
I like to let them play.
Same, particularly in the playoffs.
Yes, in a big game, you just let them play for the most part. But if it's egregious, you got to call it.
I agree, particularly with the setting that took place in.
Yeah.
If that had been called, the Saints would have got the ball at around 3. They would have been able to run the clock out, kick the field goal, and win.
It'd been shorter than an extra point.
I know. And it would have, it did not necessarily ensure their victory.
Oh, it ensured it, man.
Not 100%. Like, I'm going just by, I'm saying 95. Just like something could have happened.
Miss field goals now, but
they do, and botch snaps and fumbles and stuff. That's what I'm taking into account. Like, I'm trying to give a benefit of the doubt.
I'm saying maybe.
I'm saying 95.
98. But yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, I agree 100%. Number one, I wanted Drew Brees versus Tom Brady.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. And you think about Brees being badass for so long, and he's only got that one Super Bowl.
I know, it sucks.
And he was going to do it this year.
I know he was.
And they got fucked last year.
Yeah.
Well, they did get fucked, but they had that crazy play against the Vikings.
Yeah, no, shit. That was exciting as fuck. That was different. That was different.
Yeah, where the player just made a play.
He fucking whiffed.
Yeah.
Whipped on the tackle
but
and
this
they got
one,
scored. But
it kind of feels like, if the Rams win, it's kind of like, well,
there's going to be a fucking asterisk.
Yeah,
asterisk, rather.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a weird word, by the way.
So that's kind of my thought on that, but
I agree 100%. I mean, and that's not to discredit what Jared Goff did. I mean, he got it back with a short amount of time, and they did drive down the
they
field.
Did well, but
I agree, but the opportunity should. Yeah. I agree. I'm just trying to be as fair and impartial as I can. Exactly. He did what he could do with what he was given. And that you can't take that away from him. Yeah. I feel like the fault lies not with the Rams, but with the officiating crew.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%.
What are the Rams gonna do? Be like, oh, y'all take it.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean that particular defensive back admitted that he committed pass interference after the game.
Yeah.
They knew it. Yeah. Everyone knew it, but apparently the official making the call did not. And I've heard, I don't know that this will happen, but it seems like it will, that the NFL is looking at making at least calls like that in big situations more reviewable.
They've thought about doing that in the past. Not necessarily just that, but like a pass interference call being reviewable and stuff.
Yeah.
If you keep doing that, though.
I agree. There's a precedent that will be set. And I agree with that. But at the same time, the refs should not decide the game.
Yeah,
the refs should not decide the outcome of the game. They're there to
I feel like maybe in the last
officiate.
2 minutes you should be able to.
Absolutely, because I mean the booth reviews everything at that point. Why would you not review that?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, okay, all right. So we
AFC Championship though.
Yeah, that's what I was about to segue towards.
That was a different story.
That was an awesome game, but well, go ahead and say what you got to say.
No, I was just gonna do a rundown. The Patriots getting up big, at the beginning, and then Mahomes
storming back.
Yeah,
without Kareem Hunt because he's a woman beating bitch.
Exactly. But and then overtime, and Mahomes never gets the ball. Brady's Brady and goes and does it. And Romo calling like
everything. He's a genie, man.
Yeah.
He's a genie in a bottle. You got to rub him the right way, and he'll make call the. I'm just kidding. No, Tony Romo is the best color commentator I have ever seen in the entirety of my sports watching history.
Chime in from a layman. I agree.
Dude,
he's so good.
He explains it so that I can understand what's happening.
And also, he predicts everything.
Dude,
he knows what they're doing.
He predicted several runs. He sees a check, and he'll be like, okay, well, they're bringing pressure off this side. Brady's going to check into a run, go another way. Exactly what happened. Then he says they're going to keep Gronkowski in here to chip and keep this running back in here to chip, and they're going to throw it to Edelman over the middle. That shit happened twice. He called it both times.
Yeah, because he knows what the fuck he is talking about.
Yeah.
I'm still upset. By the way, Monday Night Football, I know you're not listening, but if you just happen to, why is he not on there? I like Jason Witten. I like Jason Witten a lot. But swap those two. No, I like Jason Witten as a player.
Yeah, I know. But
that's what I'm saying.
Anymore. He's a commentator.
I agree. He's not great. He's learning.
He sucks.
He's learning. It's his first year.
Learning.
That's just being mean. Swap the two. Tony Romo should be in prime time. Jason Witten should be
on CBS figuring out what he's doing.
Exactly, and I completely agree with that. What I was going to bring up, though, how do you feel about the NFL playoff rules?
What do you mean?
Overtime rules. That's my mistake. How do you feel about the NFL overtime rules, particularly when it comes to playoff games?
I mean, I thought about that after that game, and they were talking about Mahomes doesn't get the ball.
But that's happened so many times. It's not
Right.
It's not individual to this case.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But at the same time,
But
have a fucking defense. How about that?
well, I agree to a
Have a
certain
defense.
extent.
Have
No,
a defense.
I
Have a
agree with that to a certain extent. But shit, you give Tom Brady the ball, and you're telling your defense to stop him when he has to get it. Fuck you, he's gonna get it.
He might, but you might have a defense. You might be Philly and get a sack on the last drive of the game.
Yeah,
might
you
have a
might.
defense.
You might. I'm just saying. I
Well,
feel like
if you're Kansas City-
both teams should have an opportunity to touch the ball. I feel like that's the case. Why not? Why not? I mean, really,
I
what?
guess it's just one more drive in the.
That's what I'm
grand scheme of
saying.
things.
It's just one more drive. Give them the opportunity.
I would be up for that in the playoffs, but not in the regular season. They
And I'm
play
okay with that because it can go to a
16
tie then. I'm saying playoff fucking overtime. Start them off at the 25, not their 20, like their 25.
No, I hate that shit.
No, I'm not
You
talking.
automatically put somebody in field goal.
No.
position.
Their 25, not the other team's 25. They got to drive the length of the field.
Oh, okay. I got you. My bad. I thought you were saying do it like. Yeah,
Fuck
okay.
no, not college overtime. I mean, start at the 25, drive the length of the field, see
If
what
you
happens,
score,
and then
then
give the other team the opportunity to touch the ball. Wherever they punt it to, they get it, whatever. Or you can just end that possession if they don't get any points and start them at the 25. I don't care. Give both teams the opportunity to touch the ball. I feel like that's totally fair. And it would erase so many arguments that are taking place right now.
Yeah, but
Because it would literally be the better team on the field that day that got it, not just the hot team who touched the ball last.
I get you, but at the same time, I just feel like you should have a defense.
I agree. Defense does win championships, and I'm not arguing against that. But I mean, shit, both of those teams, the strength of those teams wasn't the defense, it's the offense. It was whoever.
Oh, no.
New England has a good defense, but when they matched
By
up
the end
against
of the year?
Mahomes,
Yeah, well, Mahomes was doing that to everybody.
that's what I'm saying.
But
He
at
had
the-
the same
but at the
opportunity
end
to
of
do
the
that to them if he had gotten the ball. And you could make the same argument. New England should have just had defense if he had scored. And I think both arguments are horseshit.
That's not.
It is. It's not equitable. It's not equitable.
I agree with you in the playoffs. Like, yeah, that there's,
Give both teams an opportunity.
One more drive, yeah, that wouldn't hurt in the playoffs.
Nothing.
Yeah, but at the same time, just looking at it from the other perspective, you should have a defense. You shouldn't have. They got 2 good players on that defense, and that's it. And
But they played decently well.
Eric Berry, but he was just coming back from.
He was, and he was hurt before that, and he's
Well-
a stud. Shout out to Eric Berry. You're awesome. Everybody loves you.
True, very true.
But I'm just saying, like, all right, this is we shouldn't go into this anymore. I'm just gonna say this. I personally feel like at least the playoff overtime rule should be amended further than it not being able to be a tie. I feel like both teams should be able to touch the ball, get an opportunity to score a touchdown. If the first team scores a touchdown, give the ball to the other team. If they score a touchdown, maybe it'll go further. If not, it's over. I don't feel like that'll extend anything. Yeah. I feel like it would just... It's going to make the game more equitable, and at least the fans, and also the players, because the players feel that way. You know that Mahomes was thinking, man, if I just got my fucking hands on that ball.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like, I mean, there's no way that it wouldn't. Honestly, I think it would be a better viewing experience, because it'd be like, oh shit, Brady just drove down the field and scored. Let's see what Mahomes does.
I would have enjoyed that. That being the only NFL game I watched this year, it would have been nice to see.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been awesome.
But that's you as a fan always wanting more content. But yeah, I agree with you anyways. But I still do think there's an argument to be said about just have a defense.
Well, I agree, but at the same time,
right.
I mean, it's I know I am. Shut up.
You're right, Jared. Don't stop beating up on him.
I know he's tiny, but anyway, all right.
Let's just move on to the game.
All right, the big show.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
All right, we'll start off.
Let's just.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say storyline wise. Let's not get into offense and defense and all that stuff. Storyline wise, you got, like we said earlier, the GOAT and Tom Brady.
Oh yeah.
And just that dynasty just keep going. And
Indeed.
then you got the Rams who have
just a historic
best-
rise.
Yeah, they got the best young coach in the league.
Definitely.
Goff's one of the best young quarterbacks in the league.
Agreed.
Gurley's one of the best running backs in the league.
Correct.
That defensive front,
Is a fucking monster.
they got really good players up front,
They got fucking...
and they got Talib and not Patrick Peterson.
No.
What's his name? Peters.
Marcus Peters.
Yeah,
They got Marcus
they
Peters.
got them too, and they got LaMarcus Joyner.
And then we'll go back up front because I think that's the biggest story.
Well, that is a story because they got Sue and they got Aaron Donald obviously, and they got Michael Brockers and they got Fowler
and Ngakwe.
Yeah, no Ngakwe.
Yannick Ngakwe, he went there. Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad. So what I was gonna say is though the Sue thing and then the Peters thing and then getting to leave, like they went all out.
They did. They were pushing for this year.
It was like this year
All in,
bust,
yeah.
and a few of these guys are going to be done, but it's okay. We're going to cut them pretty soon. Like they're all in, and Belichick is still doing the thing where he's releasing guys. He's not paying guys that other people pay. Like they got rid of Malcolm Butler,
They got rid of
pay
Brandon
him.
Cooks.
Deion Lewis.
Brandon Cooks, who is now on the Rams roster.
Yeah, exactly. That's another storyline. Just
Mhm.
him against that whole deal.
All right,
Like-
so what I think we should do, let's dive into New England first. We'll dive into them. We'll go into that storyline, how we feel like they might approach the game. Do you want to do offense or defense first?
Let's do offense.
Okay. All right, going into the season.
All right, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to mess you up, but you can start over easy from there.
It'll.
I just-
I
yeah, I
heard
heard-
rubbing
I
against
heard
the table.
clicking.
probably.
Yeah, I heard clicking like
Gotcha.
a lot, and it'll pick up more on the microphone than what we're
That
doing.
makes sense.
Sorry, going into the
All right, New England offensively. This year, Gronk, healthy. Expected him to have a great year. He really hasn't.
He's not healthy. They say he's healthy, but
He's never been fully healthy, or he hasn't been in a long time, I feel like.
Yeah,
he
and
hasn't been 100%.
dude. It's other than that drive in Kansas City, like in the second half, Gronk came on, but before that, like he really hasn't
been that much.
He's a really good blocker. People don't.
He's an
realize that
amazing
about
blocker.
Gronk.
He's a great all-around player, and
But he's not running like he used to.
But will he be now? And that's the thing.
Oh, for this one game,
Oh, he's gonna.
he's going.
And
do
who
whatever
do you
it takes.
think has the ability to cover that motherfucker? And who's gonna be like taken away from another receiver while trying to cover him? Because he has the speed almost of a slow wide receiver. He's gigantic,
Yeah.
and his receiving and route running skills are immaculate. That dude is impressive. Try bringing him down at a full head of speed.
Yeah. Well, as far, I think he'll have a good game, but I don't see him just going crazy.
But that's the
Just
thing; he
messing
doesn't
around
have
with
to.
them. But they
He just has to be on the field.
both their corners are kind of lanky kind of dudes. I'm not saying they're going to use a corner to play, and they probably won't. But if they
I wouldn't
did,
think so.
both of them are kind of long. The outside linebacker there is Mark Barron. He used to play safety for
Yes, he did.
years.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a good cover guy, obviously.
He is,
then-
but
They got LaMarcus Joyner at safety. I think he's kind of short, but he's a good cover guy. So maybe.
from what I gather in the past, just watching, not necessarily film, but just watching like highlights and stuff, what seems to work the best on Gronk is when you get up in his face, pressure him, like press, and get him frustrated early. It seems to throw him off his game.
That stuff never worked when he was younger, and now it works.
Well, now, I mean, he's older. I mean,
I know,
of course he's going to.
I'm just saying, like, he's lost. They're used to just, you couldn't do anything, but now you can kind of do some stuff because he's a bigger dude and he's had some surgeries and all that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah,
It
lots of
kinda-
surgeries.
Yeah, it's kind of weighing on him.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, I feel like
cover Edelman.
that's what I was about to say. Like,
Still-
him just being on the field and them having to pay attention to him leaves the field open for Edelman,
Hogan to make some plays.
Hogan. Also, but think about James White, and I think he might be the game breaker.
Dude,
Him and Cordero Patterson, I think, might be the game breakers.
I would pick him and Sony Michelle.
Sonny Michelle, I agree.
Those
He
are
has
gonna
come
be-
on hard.
Dude,
He has done
he's been
so well.
awesome in
He's
the
been a
playoffs.
steal. That he turned out to be a fucking steal in the draft.
Yeah.
Like they fucking snuck him out of there.
Yeah.
And he has been doing so well.
Yeah.
But what I think will become the game breaker, personally, I mean, of course, Edelman and fucking Hogan over the middle because they're just so good at getting separation over the middle and then run after catch. That's what New England has always been good at is rack yards. Rack yards. Run after catch.
I think that's going to be because most teams try to do, the smart ones anyways, against New England, they'll get up in their face and play bump and run man.
Right.
Peters isn't good at that.
He's more of a zone guy.
Yeah, and the Rams have played Wade Phillips. He's their defensive coordinator. He used to run a bunch of man stuff, but they've been playing zone a bunch this year. So
Yeah, well, you play with your personnel.
right, but if their personnel is suited to play zone, you play zone against Tom Brady, you will get fucked.
Picked apart,
up.
yeah. I agree.
Like, fucked up, unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I
So
mean,
they
he'll
better
go
be
through
able to
4 or
play
5 reads
zone.
on a single play.
Yeah, but they better play zone and then that front get to them fast enough. Because if they don't, whew,
My main thing, as far as like my observation of it, is his outlets. Brady's always looking downfield first. Always looking downfield first. He has his first read, he has his second read, third read, and then he checks down.
Yeah.
He has James White and Cordero Patterson to
And-
check down to. And James White is fucking amazing. And
yeah,
Cordero
in that
Patterson,
role, yeah.
oh, he's such a good receiving back.
Yeah.
Some of the catches he makes are so stupid. It's like, how?
Yeah.
How did you make that catch?
Cordero Patterson's a little kind of iffy though.
He's such a utility player, but he has turned it on. He's been so much more of a weapon since he arrived in New England than he
That's
ever
true,
has
but-
been anywhere else because they know how to use him and when to use him.
They use him just in a few ways, and it's
Exactly.
like bubble screens.
Yeah,
hell,
or
they
hand it
put him
off
at
to
run
him,
back some.
or leaking out of the backfield. And I'm saying like that.
Yeah.
I feel like those opportunities will be there.
Yeah, he's got a chance to make it. I really think that he could have a huge impact in the game as a returner.
He definitely could. I mean, he's always been a good returner.
Dude,
Always.
He's been the best
Always.
in the league since he came in, I
Yeah.
feel like.
I'm not going to argue with you. He really
So,
has.
He could have a huge impact there. I feel like the Rams have great special teams, though. So that's what I was thinking.
They
earlier.
do, but it's
They talked about offense and
it's the
defense. some,
special
but
teams is always like a fucking like
yeah, it could go either way.
exactly
But I'm telling you, the Patriots are always good on special teams. But
every
the
time.
Rams,
Do your job.
Yeah, the Rams though are really good on special
Well,
teams.
they're a very disciplined team.
I would
So
kind of. They might cancel each other out. 'cause
They might.
both play good on special teams.
we'll see. Time will tell on that. All right, let's transition over to the Rams offense.
Okay.
All right, what do you think the Rams offense should do, or what you think they might do? And I'll counter with what I think the defense for New England should do.
I think they'll do their normal stuff and run zone stuff as far as running game, and then run bootlegs off of it, and that's generally what they do. And I'm sure they got some wrinkles, for this game.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna run the shit out of Todd Gurley and what's his name, Anderson.
Yeah, C.J. Anderson. He's
Yeah.
really come on strong here lately. He's been with 3 teams this year. He got cut by the Panthers, and then he was with
The Raiders.
the Raiders, and then he also went to another team, and they cut him also. Who was the other team?
I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. But
No, it doesn't. I agree, but
Yeah.
but he has
he's-
really come on strong. He's
Yeah.
done really well for the Rams in the playoffs.
Dude, he outplayed Gurley so much that Gurley didn't play
I know.
hardly at all in the second half.
I know he didn't have to. Saving his legs. I mean, why would you not do that? It just
Well,
makes
was a really
sense.
close fucking game. I think there was something more to that. than
I
they said.
agree to a certain
But-
extent. It seems like that was the case.
Yeah, it is what it is. I think they're definitely going to try to run the ball, and Belichick being Belichick, I would think he's going to try to shut down the run game as best he can.
I agree with that
And then
100%.
He's going to take one weapon on the outside away.
Do you think he'll try to take Woods or Cook away?
No, I think it'll definitely be Robert Woods. I feel like
He's the more reliable receiver, I feel like. But at the same time, Brandon Cooks has proven himself, and he can take the top off of the defense.
Yeah. Well, I think what they'll do is put their second best corner on Woods, and then play a safety over the top of him, and
Okay.
then they can just match up Gilmore on Cooks,
Okay.
and then that'll kind of negate itself. Because
I agree.
honestly, Robert Woods has been better
He has, and I agree with
Cooks
that.
has.
But Cooks has the fucking speed.
Yeah, he does.
And that's
he
the
does.
thing.
He'll
Like I
blow the
said, he
top
can
off
take
of
the
it.
yeah.
But I think
Big time.
they'll take one big shot with him over consistently getting burned by Woods.
I agree with that. What I was gonna say, and you kind of said what part of what I said anyway. I think what they're gonna do, New England defensively, I think they're gonna shut down the run game, put the game in Jared Goff's hands, and what they're gonna do, I feel like, is try to get as much pressure on him to keep him from being able to go to his first guy. Take away that first guy, that first read, get him uncomfortable, and disguise coverage pre-snap so that he's a little bit confused because he's a rhythm passer.
Yeah, that's exactly
Very
what
much so.
They run the West Coast offense like tons of teams have done in the past, but it's just a timing offense.
Exactly. So if you throw off that timing,
yeah, if you 3 steps, you need to get the ball out to there.
and if you can
there,
throw
5
that
steps.
off, get some pressure on Goff, make him move,
What the Patriots
or
have,
go through his progressions.
And honestly, he doesn't play the game that well when he's doing that.
I know
often.
exactly.
Of course, most quarterbacks don't. But anyways, what the Patriots had been doing in the playoffs is they'd bring that damn house and they'd just play zero coverage.
They can't do that.
That means they don't have anybody over the top. They could do that.
I don't think it's a good
what
idea.
If they did do that and it threw him off so bad?
He throws a pick, just throws it up in the air.
Yeah, he can't get into it.
It's possible. I think they need to rattle him early.
They could do that.
If they can rattle him early, maybe do that on the first drive.
They could do that, shut down the run game, and then if they can rattle him too, just early on, and get him
off his rhythm, like we were talking about. As far as quarterbacks go, you have your primary receiver. You look at them first, then you go through your progressions if they're not open. Like we talked about, he's not very good at that.
Yeah,
he locks on. If that's not there, he goes to his check down. If his check down's even there, play the flats. Take away the first receiver. What's he got? Nothing if you got pressure in his face.
Yeah.
Just and you don't even have to get in his face. Just make him a little bit uncomfortable in the pocket.
Yeah.
And I feel like that will make all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
And that's not taking away anything from Jared Goff because he can play well under pressure. He did so during the New Orleans game.
That's true.
He did do well.
But New Orleans doesn't bring that pressure that
They were at the end of that game. If you remember, they were blitzing like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
They were.
Yeah.
They just didn't have the coverage there on that guy, and they didn't get enough pressure in his face, or maybe he just had ice in his fucking veins. I don't know. Maybe it was a perfect storm. I'm not sure. Maybe his dick got hard because of that blown call by the official. Who knows? I mean, that would make my dick hard if I was the opposing quarterback. But
it's a good thing we're wearing a cup.
All right, so we've talked about offense. We talked about defense. I feel like we fairly ran the gamut.
We didn't talk about New England's defense. That's the only thing.
Okay, all right. Well, we did somewhat, actually.
Yeah, we talked about them blitzing a little bit.
Yeah, we did. I feel like, personally, I feel like New England has the advantage defensive-wise against LA's offense. With Belichick running it, with the personnel they have, I feel like they have the advantage there. Just, if nothing else, from a mindset.
Yeah, I think, well, that's the thing you got. I think not St. Louis, I'm sorry, LA has more.
Yeah, they're not in Louis anymore. Thanks,
Sorry,
Dan
St.
Kroenke.
Louis. Sorry, everybody in St. Louis that liked them.
No, I think the Rams.
We're a Kansas City fan.
Yeah. The Rams have more offensive talent.
They have more firepower, I agree.
The Patriots have come up with some shit.
Oh, they scheme so well.
Yes.
Scheme so well. They know how to get their personnel in open space to create the best opportunities, more so than I feel like the Rams do. Yeah, and that's not saying the Rams don't scheme well. They do so well.
It's more of like a system, though. The Rams have a system and stuff that they do this, and then they run play action off of that, and they do that.
I agree. New England doesn't have that. They do what they think will fucking work in that particular instance to get that person open there.
Yeah.
Because this play yielded this result, and the Rams did this back in this week.
Yeah. But just like Belichick's defensive game plan will probably be. I mean, it ain't gonna be a blowout. You know what I mean?
No,
Belichick's defensive plan is gonna be fucking good. And so that overcomes maybe some of the shortcomings that they have. Like, they don't have an elite pass rusher. Flowers is pretty damn good.
He's good, but yeah, I agree.
Stephon Gilmore is
he's also
he's
very
all-pro
good
corner this year.
And linebacker. amazing linebacker from Alabama.
Hightower.
Dante Hightower, yes. He's had a very good year.
The Chung
Patrick Chung.
safety, he's fucking good.
And the McCourty.
Yeah, I was about to say, and McCourty's good.
Fuck yeah,
So
he is.
they got some players. They're not just. I feel like it's gonna be a top ball game. Honestly.
I agree, and I feel like it's going to come down to intelligent play. Who knows what to do in what situation? I feel like that's...
Wonder who that check might go to.
That's exactly what I was gearing towards, is I feel like the balance shifts towards New England in that facet, because they have been there before. Almost all the players on their roster have been there before. They've done it. They know what to do.
Yep.
Be there, do your job. That's their motto. Do your job. Every single play, do your job.
Unless this is your first year with the Patriots, you've been in at least one Super Bowl.
Exactly. They've been in 5.
Some of them have been in 2. Some of them been in 3.
And if you're Adam Vinatieri, you've been there since the fucking dawn of time. No, I'm just kidding, obviously. But
He's coming back, man.
He's doing another year?
Yes.
Fucking A. Keep going forever, Adam.
Did you see him this year at the end of the year?
He looks old as shit.
Dude, he had a huge
gray beard.
Full ass beard. Gray as shit.
Yeah, did you... Well, we watched the game together. Tony and I personally went to the Titans and Patriots game where the Titans blew them out. It was awesome.
It was.
It was awesome. But anyway, did you see, after, once we went home, the footage of that game, Adam Vinatieri going over to Vrabels, because they know each other, and tapping him on the shoulder? Yeah, I saw it. He tapped him on the shoulder and was like, hey, and he looked old as shit compared to Vrabels, because he's probably older than Vrabels.
Oh, he is older than Vrabels.
Yeah, exactly.
But you kind of got them mixed up. Vinatieri plays for the Colts now, and so it must have been a Colts-Titans game that you were thinking of.
Who's the kicker for the
Pats?
Gostkowski?
Yeah,
that's my bad.
He's been drinking whiskey.
I have not actually. I haven't had a sip of whiskey, but I'm going to.
Yeah, that's Caleb's whiskey. My bad.
It was I was wrong. It was the Colts Titans game at the very end. Yeah, you're right. That's my bad. Apologies.
That's when I saw Vinatieri's huge ass. It's white. I mean, he's like 46. He's got a white ass.
He's a kicker.
He's
automatically respect.
He's the best kicker to ever live.
I don't get invited. I don't get invited to play many fantasy football leagues anymore
because you suck.
No, actually, because everyone knows I know nothing about football. But every fantasy league I join, I end up winning because I do love statistics. And I draft.
He's a liar.
Not true. Ask all the people who won't play fucking fantasy football with me anymore.
Well, actually, he is a liar, but what he's saying now might be true.
You draft all who?
One of my earliest drafts, not usually first round, probably 4th to 5th round drafts, is a kicker. And it's normally that Grodkowski dude that you mentioned for the Patriots.
Gostkowski.
Just because, dude, they are so fucking reliable in fantasy football for points.
Jason Tucker's the best one you could pick early on.
I don't know. I pick
the best
different
kicker
kickers, but I go off
fucking
statistics.
History of ever.
And really what I base it off of in my fantasy draft kicks, or fantasy draft picks, I've been drinking whiskey. A lot of it, but my fantasy draft picks are normally based on who gets in the position to make the point, not necessarily who's going to kick it perfectly every time, but who's going to be on a team that's going to rely on that kicker enough that they're going to have more statistical chances to.
You don't pick a really good kicker that has a shitty offense.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's true, but if you're picking a kicker in the 4th round,
Justin Tucker's the way to go, bro.
You ain't picking nobody in the 4th. What the fuck's wrong with you picking a kicker?
Also,
I won every one I've been in, man.
Well,
I won $200 on the league.
A bunch of just
retards. I mean, not. Hold on.
I had enough sense not to say that.
I didn't.
I know you did.
Launch in, and then we'll go from there.
You know, a lot of the people I played with were
not that bright.
Apparently, they didn't know football.
They were knives in the drawer.
No, they were fans, but
they were the dullest crayons in the box.
You know, I mean, y'all are a lot more knowledgeable than a lot of my buddies in football. Like y'all, just obviously the fact that we're doing the show, y'all know a lot more than most people. Woo! However, a lot of these guys are diehard fans.
They just suck at it.
The problem that trips them up though is that they want to make bets on the best players. Like when they're drafting, they're drafting the best players they can get. Dude. But those players don't always. Usually, those best players are the best players because they're on the best teams.
Not necessarily. No,
Well,
that is
not
not the
always.
case.
But I'm
Here's the
saying
thing,
usually.
though. There's so many things to take into account with fantasy football, and I really, Jared's played it a lot more than I have. But
I've
what
played it a lot.
We need to do an LTN league.
there's certain people
I'm cool with that.
in fantasy football
That are
they
just
don't-
money.
yes,
Some people are
they,
money.
they get touchdowns every week
Yeah.
because that's like the goal.
They're
line
always
back.
in that position.
So you need to
Yeah.
realize who the goal line back
Yeah.
is and realize certain people are used for certain things, and that comes into an effect.
And you got to
In
take into
fantasy.
account
And the rule of your
quarterback,
league.
the
You
quarterback.
can't pick a
the
stud
coaching.
receiver that ain't got nobody to
Yeah.
throw it to.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
Like,
Like
mine auto drafted this year, and I got OBJ.
Yeah, and you're
And
like,
to
he's
be honest,
like
he
the
did
second
great
most
sometimes,
talented
but
player in the league, yeah.
He's the best. He's one of, if not
That's
the
another-
best quarter. I mean,
He's
I said one of, if not the best.
he's not the best.
I didn't say he was.
But yeah, anyways, but there's some
He's up
guys.
there.
There's some guys like certain players go off one week, like go crazy one week. The
And
next
there's
week,
nothing
they do
next
jack
week.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
up and down.
And then like Julio, I had Julio this year. He would go
God,
for a
no
ton
touchdowns.
Of yards.
No
He would go for a
touchdowns.
ton of yards and get you a bunch of points, but he would score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like
Nope.
it took him forever to score a touchdown this year.
Which is
And
insane.
he still got me a bunch of points.
Yeah.
because he
That's
had
what
so
throws
many
people
yards.
off. Because you get somebody like him that's getting you a ton of points, and even though his team isn't doing that great,
They don't
or
matter.
he's not getting that touchdown, you're still winning that league.
It just depends.
It's a whole different game.
You kind of got to just find a balance.
And also, it is luck. It
But
is
yeah,
entirely
there's a large amount of luck.
it's so
in
much
who you're putting
entirely
on the
luck.
bench and who you're taking off,
It's
and
so-
what happens in a game.
and
It's
you gotta,
entirely
you gotta
luck.
be-
I mean, there's some skill to it, but it is.
it's
big time luck.
luck, and then you got to be into like each game that year.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay attention to some guy that wouldn't nobody was looking at, and he went
Yeah.
for this many yards. Or if somebody gets hurt, you're like, oh, his backup is this guy.
I'm gonna
So
take
I'm
him.
I'm gonna get him on.
I
the
did
bench.
that. I did that
certain
with
things like
fucking
that.
Tennessee. I took John Smith.
I did too. He didn't do jack shit except for the
Until-
Dallas game.
I
Dallas
know.
game.
Until I didn't
Play him.
And once I benched him, he did all right.
Here's the thing, though. That sucker's
Ugh.
not athletic. He should.
I know. He just wasn't making plays. I
Dude,
also
that
maybe
West
he
Coast
wasn't getting that
offense
many
thing-
opportunities. I don't know.
No,
But
that West Coast offense thing. There's only been a few tight ends that I've seen do good stuff in that offense. Usually,
Jason Witten. Did they not run West Coast? Well, yeah, they were primarily a shotgun. All right, what you got?
the only two that I could think of, one was Shannon Sharp.
Okay, Denver. Gotcha.
Yeah, and then
I didn't watch it much then, so I can't comment. But
Jordan Reed. Those two
New
guys.
England.
were
When
like-
he's healthy, he's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But those are the. I'm sure there's other West Coast tight ends
Yeah.
that were pretty good in that
Wait,
system.
Kittle.
That's my family.
They don't run the West Coast.
They don't know. Well, did they in the past? Is what I'm saying. I know they
wait,
don't
wait,
now.
wait, no. I was thinking of a different guy.
I was thinking
San
49ers.
Francisco. Yeah, they run it now. Kittle's pretty damn good.
He's very good.
But
He
I
just
think
didn't have
that's
anybody
just-
to get him the ball. I mean, also they didn't
Dude,
have
by the
anybody
way,
to throw
both
to
the
on the other
quarterbacks
side.
did pretty damn good. Nobody knows who they are.
I know they did.
So it's like, but he's good. But they don't have anybody on the outside. Like,
That's what I'm
it's like-
saying. Like,
It's like throw it to him or
no, Pierre Garçon, who should have retired 2 years ago.
All right, so coming back around
yeah.
to
Get us
Super
back
Bowl.
on top.
How much of this are we going to cut out?
Not a lot. I'm probably going to leave most of it, but
Shame.
I mean, people who like to talk about football like to talk fucking football. So
yeah, we get into
you
It's
it.
a good topic.
yeah, it is.
It's fun.
So coming back around,
All right.
you guys have talked about defenses for both teams now. Have you
we-
talked about offense yet?
Yes,
Yep.
we have.
All right, so we
we've
talked about
covered all
offenses.
topics.
Covered every base. Anything else you want to say before we get to predictions?
Tony? They're great!
No, I don't know.
That's copyrighted. We can't use that.
I only use part of it.
I need to just fucking wait.
No.
You got 3 seconds.
What I was getting at is, like, usually the Super Bowls will be good games,
Mm-hmm.
Almost always.
right? But
And if
then-
not, the commercials are always there to save it.
that's
yeah,
true.
that's
but then
fair.
you got the
and
shitty,
the food. You always
shitty
got to have good
halftime
food.
commercial.
Speaking of which,
Well, no,
Or,
it's
shitty
Maroon
halftime
5 this
show.
year. I'm excited.
Maroon 5. I can.
I'm digging it. I like Maroon 5. That's way better than any of the ones I've seen the past couple years. I'm digging it.
Wow.
Dig it, baby.
Okay.
I got a shovel. I'm in my backyard. I'm fucking going at it.
I'm just saying, like, it's
Today, Junior.
I wouldn't be surprised if some team blows the other team out.
Oh, my prediction will be a little bit different than that.
I personally don't think it'll be that way.
I'm just saying, like, you know, every now and again you get.
You think somebody's going to choke?
No.
New England won't choke. They don't. They don't. So, what are you thinking?
You don't know because it's so hard to predict.
I agree, but that's exactly what we're asking you to do.
I put nothing into my prediction last year, and I was spot fucking on. Let's talk about that. Before we make predictions this year.
Caleb was right, and he'll tell you like fucking...
Oh, I will tell you
He'll be beating this drum until we're 70. Back in 2018, I predicted the Eagles would win the thingy with the stuff, and I'm still confused.
All right, so...
That's pretty good.
You know what, though? But some of you, we know at least 6 of you out there probably listening to this now.
What up, you 6?
Listened to last year's Super Bowl special, and you heard these guys who know infinitely more than I do. I am not claiming to know anything near what they know.
No.
But you heard them, when I made my prediction last year, tell me how insane and unlikely that was.
Because it was unlikely.
And yet, when the Super Bowl came around, I was only maybe 6. I was about 1 touchdown off.
You were within 7 points of both scores. I mean, you did really well at predicting, but there was no fact or knowledge.
I'll just put it this way. On an over-under, I would have been making some bank.
Yeah, that is fact. Also, gonna preface this, he had no fucking idea.
No,
what
I didn't
he
even
was
know
saying.
I'm pretty sure if you go back and listen to last year's, I had to ask you who was playing right before I made the prediction.
Yeah, he was so drunk he could barely sit in his seat. He didn't know what he was saying.
Similar to right now.
That's like my wife making a prediction. Like,
no, it's worse. Your wife doesn't pretend to know what she's talking about.
I don't either.
Yeah.
What? How many times on this actual episode have I said I know nothing about this?
Yeah, but at the same time, you're like, fantasy football, I know everything.
I do. I fucking
No, see, there it is.
He doesn't.
Let's play some fucking
He doesn't.
All right, fuck that. Next year, as soon as the NFL kicks off, there's an LTN Fantasy Football League. Any listeners up to however many our cap is, first come, first serve.
Probably 12, I think.
About 12. 3 spots are already taken, but we're doing an LTN League next year, and when I win, y'all owe me a bottle of Maker's Mark since I didn't get it for finishing decent December.
Dude, I bought you.
No, I know. You spent way more money, but I didn't ask for that. I wanted Maker's Mark.
Loser takes the other 2 out.
Yeah.
To the bar.
The person in last place?
Well, between the 3 of us. So if anybody else out there wants to play in the league, up to 12 people, you're welcome.
And you want to come to Podunk, Alabama, and you're not a fucking creeper?
You're taking us out too, motherfuckers. We'll take that cash.
All right, anyway, all right. We'll start with Caleb since he doesn't know what he's talking about. What's your prediction?
Who's the teams again?
Oh my God!
I know it's the Patriots. Who's the other one?
This is like
the Saints or Rams. I know
that
which one of those
70s show where what's his name is picking the teams off the best uniforms.
Oh man, it's the Rams, dude.
Best uniforms?
No.
Rams. Oh, Rams and Patriots.
Yes.
All right, I've got it going to the Patriots.
Okay, score.
34-20. No, I got that backwards. 32-24. For the Patriots.
Okay, you said you got it backwards. That made it.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, Patriots 34, Rams.
You just changed it again.
Sorry, I'm drunk.
Patriots 38, Rams 24. Got it.
No, that's not what you said either time.
32-24.
Okay, that's a weird score, but all right.
Yeah, it was last year too. We'll see.
Tony, what you got?
I think the Patriots are going to do what they did in the AFC Championship, and I think they're going to run the shit out of the ball to try to keep the ball away from the Rams. And so I think it's going to be a little bit low scoring than what people think. I'll go 31 to 27.
God damn, that's so close to what I was going to say. I was going to say, I agree, ball control I think will be huge in this game. Both teams will want to keep it away from the other team. They don't want to just like in the AFC Championship, or we can even go back to the Patriots-Chiefs matchup earlier in the season. The only reason the Patriots won that one is because Patrick Mahomes scored with enough time for Tom Brady to run down the field and score. Mm-hmm. Same with the Saints this year. Because of that penalty, they gave Jared Goff too much time. He went down the field, scored, sent it to overtime. We know what happened. So I think, like you said, it's going to be a ball control game. It's going to come down to ball control, time of possession, and defense. And penalties, I think, are going to be huge. Whichever team has more penalties, I feel like will probably lose, or at least have a better chance of losing. That will change the game, I feel like. Special teams and penalties, I feel like, will change the game. My prediction, Patriots 31, Rams 24.
All right, so we're all pretty close on that. Y'all both explained your reasoning. Let me explain mine real quick, just so it's not said that it's complete bullshit.
1 second, I just said the score. I didn't say this team.
Oh.
I'm gonna take the Rams.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
You changed it. You just
No,
swapped
I never
up.
said
No, he
the
never said the team. He said the scores.
Oh, you're going to take
All
the
right.
Rams? All right.
So we're all close, except Tony taking the underdog here. So my reasoning, both of you guys explained yours, I'll explain mine, and mine is much less informed. So my reasoning is, and I may be off on my math, so if I am, correct me, and I'll adjust my prediction accordingly.
You're wrong.
No. I'm betting on 3 touchdowns for the Rams and a field goal,
Okay.
bringing them to what would be 24
points.
And I'm betting on 3 touchdowns, a field goal for the Patriots, and then right at the very end, a final touchdown for the Patriots, taking them to 32, if I'm not mistaken.
That would be 31-24, exactly.
Okay,
what I
31-24. All right, so we're on the same page. I made that shit. My math was a little bit off, but I made the same fucking prediction as you did.
Do you remember when you said 32 and I was like, that's a weird score?
Yeah, my bad. My bad. That was just a little bit of
Maybe
wrong
they
math.
get a safety.
It's possible. Also, there's field goals that could come into play there. I mean, both teams have really good kickers. I mean, if it comes down to the kicking
That's
game,
why I'm betting on a field goal each team.
there might be more field goals each team. Honestly, it's going to come down to defense. Defense, penalties, special teams. I feel like is how this game's going to go.
I feel like it's going to go
I mean,
however the
personally,
fuck makes the NFL the most money. That's
Always.
how I feel like it's going to go.
All right, let's sign out. How do you feel?
Oh, yeah. Boys, thank you very much. Tony, we always love having you here.
Once a year, you bastards.
Well, I'm going to, you know what?
That's all you're good for. We ring you up.
I
You're a
gotta
fucking
read-
sponge. We
I
ring you
gotta
dry.
You know, Tony-
renegotiate my contract.
You ain't got one.
Honestly, all right.
I got
so here's-
other thoughts other than football.
Here's some thoughts I'm
Hey,
having.
real
You boys
quick.
tell me what you think. We got to go pretty quick here. But, Tony, I'd love to have you on, just me and you sometime. We'll talk about some shit because I know we got some shit to talk about. I'm going to be soloing the podcast myself. So anytime you got something you want to talk about, come on and we'll have a discussion. Obviously, Jared, my co-host, always welcome.
Hello.
Always welcome. He just injured himself by shaking his head while he has to pee. Bladder of a 10-year-old. Anyway.
My neck popped. Ow.
Thanks for listening, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave us a comment. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, not just kidding. YouTube, Podbean.com, several places all over the web. Wherever you, iTunes, Google Play Music. What's up, Jared? Go
Okay.
pee. It's okay, buddy. I'll sign
Hey.
off without you.
I might not be here by the time this ends, so yeah, if you got any predictions you want to throw back at us, feel free to conversate with us on the Facebook page. We'll holler back at you. If you want to talk about it after the fact, do that too, man. We're here. We're ready to talk. We love ball.
And if you want to join the Fantasy League, let us know on Facebook as soon as possible. And look for the new videos coming out. Those will be coming out first on the Podbean website and following up with YouTube and Facebook, Twitter, all of that shit. Thanks for listening.
You know what time it is.
Bye-bye.
See y'all. Toodles.
Toodles.